Action, and I'm back at it once again. You know what it is. Post fight review. Big domestic rivalry over here in the UK. Well, not here where I am. I'm not in the UK, but in the United Kingdom. We got at the light heavyweight, Lyndon Johnson, or Lyndon Arthur, excuse me. I don't know why I call him Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde, the rematch. Now, Lyndon Johnson in the first fight got a nice upset victory over the former world titleist challenger, Anthony Yarde. In the rematch, Anthony Yarde had his career at stake, you know what I mean? And he came to fight. For sure, he came to fight from the get go, from the beginning. He wanted to fight at a medium to close range, and that's exactly what he did from the get go, getting up close and personal with the man Lyndon Arthur. Again, on the inside, throwing hard shots, not so much using the jab. Lyndon Johnson used his jab, or at least tried to, but it was mostly a power shot festivities for the man Anthony Yarde. You know what I mean? From the get go, he was throwing punches with bad intentions, putting his. Let's hear what he got to say right quick. Let's hear what the man got to say in his post-fight interview. Was the first fight? Yeah, I was about to say that's when his a lot of his family members passed away from COVID. As opposed to the first fight, he sure enough let his hands go in this fight. In the first fight, he looked lackluster and lackadaisical. You know, to this particular time, it was night and day. He was the one active, the punch volume on the front foot, throwing punches with bad intentions. And I'm more happy for his coach Tunde because I know Anthony Yarde should have beat him the first time. But you know, Tunde is a guy who gets a lot of criticism. But Anthony Yarde is still riding or dying with is still ride or die with his trainer. What's up, Burgess Meredith? What's happening, man? How you doing? Good domestic rivalry. The commentator said this is one of the best light heavyweight domestic rivalries since Chris Finnegan and John Conti in the 70s. You know what I mean? Chris Finnegan's a guy who gave Bob Foster a very good fight. Difficult fight for Foster. He came through, but Finnegan was a game fighter. That would actually be a good actually matchup. If Anthony Yarde could get the winner of Callum Johnson versus WBO title holder Joe Smith Jr. Lions in the camp. So, you know, Lyndon Johnson in the second and the third round, you know, he got his bearings together after being overwhelmed by um, Anthony Yarde's production in the first round. But I still thought that the man Yard won rounds two and three. You know, even though Lyndon Johnson was getting his punch ons from the outside, you know, landing a jab at a time. He even did land a nice straight right hand in the third round. But to me, it was clean shots, but not enough production of punch output compared to the quality of work that the man Anthony Yard was doing. Lyndon Arthur also had some nice body shots in there, but the man Anthony Yard was determined to fight him mid-range or up close and personal. And he dictated the pace and every single round. In the fourth round, man, he hurt the man Lyndon Arthur, put him on the ropes with some vicious uppercuts, right hooks to the body. not going crazy, not being throwing too many punches where he would gas out, because you already know this man Anthony Yarde. I mean, look at his physique. This guy look more like a bodybuilder than a boxer. So if you don't know like I know, all that weightlifting stuff, this ain't a bodybuilding contest. Those muscles will hinder you in the later rounds. Hence why the man, Anthony Yard's record is like 22 and 0, excuse me, 22 and 2 with 21 KOs. Only one of his fights, as far as his W's, has gone the distance. So he's basically a 6 round fighter, if that. And today, I'm sure he knows that himself. Hence why he put the battering on the man, Anthony Lyndon Johnson. Excuse me, Lyndon Arthur. All those uppercuts, and then that big right hook, boom, in the 4th round, put the man Lyndon Johnson on bended knee. I'm saying on some Kaepernick shit on bended knee. The man Lyndon Arthur, man, he took his 10 count, man. He did get up at about 9 or 10. The referee waved it off. He was not. The ref felt he was not in any condition to continue, and it was a 10th KO, 4th round KO for the man Anthony Yarde, winning some kind of WBO Intercontinental European title. I guess it's a stepping stone to be get closer to a world title, especially in that particular sanctioning body. Good W for the man. What's his name? An- Anthony Yarde. I'd love to see him versus the winner of Callum Johnson versus what's his name? Joe Smith Jr. You know what I mean? I think Joe Smith Jr. was lucky to get that W versus the Blasov guy he fought for the vacant world title. I actually thought he lost the fight. Got nothing against Joe Smith Jr. I like the guy. I'm happy. I love his story on how he's reached where he's at this particular stage. If you ask me the day he knocked out B Hop, um, was that the first time I seen him? Or maybe it was when he fought what's that guy's name? Fonfara. If you asked me back when if I thought that the man would be a world title holder, a world champion at any um, stage of his career, I'd have said no. But here he is, a fighter. Although I didn't think he won, but he's an exciting fighter. He has a strap. We'll see what's next for him. We'll see if he decides to get into unification, because unifications were there on the table for him to fight fellas like Better Beef, because now these guys are on the same stable on top rank. Better Beef. That's a three belt unification right there. You know what I'm saying? But Better Beef will be busy this month. Matter of fact, December fighting Marcus Brown. Very good fight, and the American is poised for an upset. Don't get it twisted. Don't be surprised if the American Marcus Brown from Staten Island, New York, comes out with the W. I'm favoring Better Beef, but don't be surprised one bit. Bivol is the other title holder who fights on the zone with the WBA straps, and I can guarantee you the next fighter he's fighting, we've never heard of the guy. That's how the man Eddie Hearn's promoting the guy, per usual, putting in is what you call them fighters, the matchroom fighters. They're almost always in with a fighter we've never heard of. That's just the MO on the zone if you really pay attention, except maybe for the main event. And that's also not guaranteed that we might have a known fighter in the main event fighting against a guy we never heard of. So that's what's happening with Bivol. He's fighting a guy we've never heard of again before. Joe Smith Jr. is going to be busy with Callum Smith, and we shall see the winners of these fights with Anthony Yarde. He's going to have to maneuver and make the best out of this W and hopefully get a world title shot next. Be March Boxing. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this fight. All right, I'm gone. Peace.